Hey there, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about an emotion that's, well, it's both incredibly personal and totally universal. We're talking about nostalgia. We're going to really unpack why we feel this powerful pull toward the past and what it tells us about how our memory actually works. Okay, let's just dive right in. You know that feeling, right? Maybe an old song comes on the radio, or you stumble upon a faded photo. Heck, it could even be a smell that just instantly throws you back to being a kid in your grandmother's kitchen. That feeling, that's nostalgia. It's this complex, powerful thing pretty much everyone experiences. But what is it really? Where in the world does it come from?
You know, the word itself is actually a huge clue. It was literally invented from two Greek words, nostos, which means return home, and algos, meaning pain or suffering. And that just nails its two-sided nature, doesn't it? Scholars call it bittersweet. It's sweet because you're remembering these warm, cozy, often perfect-seeming memories. But then there's the bitter part, that sharp little sting that reminds you those moments are gone. You can't actually go back.
But what's wild is that this feeling we all know and, well, mostly love, wasn't always seen this way. Not at all. For a very long time, if you were feeling nostalgic, you weren't just being sentimental. You were considered dangerously sick.
I mean, look at how dramatically our whole view of this has changed. The term first popped up back in 1688. A Swiss medical student was studying these mercenaries who were serving far from home, and they were suffering. He called it a neurological disease of essentially demonic cause, which is intense, right? The symptoms were things like weeping, anxiety, even irregular heartbeats. For the next 200 years, it was treated like a brain disease. Then, by the 1900s, it shifted. It became a psychiatric disorder, basically a flavor of depression. It meant you couldn't handle the present. It's only really recently that we've started to see it for what it is, a complicated and often very useful human emotion.
Okay, so if it's not a sickness, then what exactly is going on inside our heads when we get that nostalgic feeling? What's really firing up this nostalgia engine?
Well, a whole lot of research shows that nostalgia isn't just a random trip down memory lane. Nope. Most of the time, it's actually triggered by negative feelings we're having right now, especially things like loneliness or feeling disconnected. It's like our mind's defense mechanism. When we feel like we don't belong in the present, our brain immediately reaches back for a memory of a time when we absolutely did.
So here's how it works. First, something triggers it. You're feeling lonely, let's say. That kicks off a process in your brain. Your mind grabs a specific memory, and then it does two things. It kind of puts some distance on it, and then, this is the important part, it idealizes it. It makes it shinier. And the result? A positive psychological boost. You suddenly feel a renewed sense of meaning, of connection, of self-worth. It's a tool your brain is using to make you feel better.
And this is so crucial to understand. We're not just remembering the past. We are actively rebuilding it. Idealization is the key. We take a memory and we basically airbrush it. We buff out all the rough spots, we remember the friendship, the community, the safety, and we forget about the little arguments or the stress we felt at the time. We just focus on that warm glow, and that helps us feel more connected, right when we need it the most.
But this whole personal function of nostalgia, it's really a clue to something much bigger. It points to a more fundamental question about why our memories even work this way in the first place.
Seriously, think about it. Why can we recall specific past events in such crazy detail? From an evolutionary standpoint, memory is, well, it's expensive. It takes a ton of brain power to maintain. Is its whole purpose just to give us a warm, fuzzy feeling when we're down? Or is there something way more important going on here? The answer, as it turns out, isn't just about how we feel as individuals. It's about how we function as a society. It's about the very glue that holds us all together.
And this comparison just illustrates the problem so perfectly. Look, a tree falls in the forest. It leaves physical proof, right? A log, a stump. Anyone can walk up, see it, and agree, yep, a tree fell here. But what about a promise you make to a friend? What about an agreement or a debt? These things are super important to us, but they leave zero physical trace in the world.
Let that sink in for a second. The stuff that structures our entire social world, it's mostly invisible.
I mean, think about it. Who owns this piece of land? Who owes you $20? Who promised to help you move next weekend? All of these social facts, ownership, debts, promises, even who we are to each other, they aren't physical objects you can point to. They exist only in our shared understanding. So how on earth can we agree on any of it? How do you build a whole society on things that are basically invisible ghosts?
The answer is our incredible, unique ability to remember the past and to bear witness to it. The proof of all those invisible social things, it exists inside our heads.
And we're talking about a specific kind of memory here. It's called episodic memory. This isn't just knowing a fact, like knowing Paris is the capital of France. That's different. Episodic memory is re-experiencing a past event and knowing that you were there. It's remembering the taste of the coffee you drank at that cafe in Paris. That first-hand knowledge is what gives you the authority to say, I saw it, I was there. It's the whole basis for testimony.
And this is the big idea. Our ability to remember and share what happened in the past isn't just for fun, personal stories. It is the invisible architecture holding our entire social world together. It lets us track who promised what, enforce obligations, and agree on who owns things. Without our ability to testify about the past, our complex societies, they just couldn't exist.
So let's bring these two huge ideas together: the personal comfort we get from nostalgia and the massive social job our memory is doing.
Okay, so here's the bottom line. Nostalgia isn't some retreat from the present. It's actually an expression of how fundamentally social we are. It's a personal coping tool that uses a memory system that was built for a deeply social purpose. When you feel lonely, your mind taps into this system, polishes up a memory of a past social bond, the very thing your memory evolved to track, to give you a jolt of connection and meaning. It's not a bug in the system, it's a feature of a mind designed to get by in a very complicated social world.
So the big thing to take away from all this is that your past isn't really behind you. It's not just a library of old stories. Your memories are actively working, right now, to build the world you live in today. They are the living proof of the friendships, the promises, the debts, and the identity that make up your life. They are the invisible architecture of who you are.